What's going on, y'all? It's Hank Stanks. In today's video, we're going to dive headfirst into the pros and cons of Call of Duty Black Ops 7. It's been out for a bit now. We've all had a chance to sink our teeth into it. Is it a return to form or a stumble in the dark? Let's break down the pros and cons right now. Movement. Last year's Black Ops 6 introduced Omni movement. At first, it seemed that it could be a good addition to the game, but over time it proved to be another mechanic that could easily be abused. In Black Ops 7, Omni movement still exists, but it does feel a bit toned down. Slides are not as long, there's no more tac sprint, and the overall pace of the game feels much better. It feels like a smart evolution, rewarding tactical positioning and gun skill over frantic acrobatics. It still feels fast-paced, but with a bit more intentionality. We can't talk about movement without mentioning the new feature, the wall jump. It adds a fantastic verticality to the combat, allowing for some truly creative flanks and escape routes. It's not overbearing, but it's there when you need it, and it feels incredibly satisfying to pull off a perfect wall jump to catch an enemy off guard. Now it's time to talk about the maps. Black Ops 7 launched with a pretty large map count, larger than any I've ever seen, and on paper that sounds fantastic. More variety, more experiences, all that jazz. And for the most part, many of these new maps are well designed, offering classic 3-lane layouts with interesting power positions and flanking opportunities. However, and this is where we start to get a little critical, it's hard to shake the feeling that some of these maps just feel like filler. They're not bad, but they don't quite stand out. They just kind of exist, you'll play through them, forget them, and move on. Of course, in Black Ops 7, there are quite a few remakes in the map pool. We're talking about Hijacked, Express, and a few others as well. While it's always great to see classic maps return, some, like the fan favorite Hijack, just don't quite fit the pace or style of Black Ops 7. The movement and gunplay has evolved, and playing Hijacked while being nostalgic can sometimes feel like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It can get incredibly chaotic, and spawns can feel a little broken at times. This is a common theme in Black Ops 7. The spawn system does not seem well designed in its current state. Hopefully they can make some tweaks to this in the future. Another huge win for Black Ops 7 is the gunsmith system. Not only is the weapon selection robust, but the level of customization is incredible. We're seeing truly unique weapon builds where you can specialize a gun for hipfire dominance or stack attachments for pinpoint accuracy at range. This level of depth ensures the meta stays fresh and encourages players to really experiment beyond the initial few popular choices. However, there are definitely some meta weapons that need some tweaks, including the one you're seeing in this video, the M15. This gun definitely needs a nerf. It is way too strong, but right now, it's the meta. I mean, there's really no reason to use anything else. So we've talked about the good and touched on a few areas that could use some polish, but now it's time to dive into the full-blown cons of Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Brace yourself because some of these might sting a little. Black Ops 7 visually is a very stunning game. The particle effects look nice and the environments are incredibly detailed. However, the beauty comes at a cost. This game is incredibly graphically demanding. If you're not running on a high-end PC or running on a current gen console in a performance mode, you're gonna definitely notice some stuttering or FPS drops. This game is not very well optimized, even though they have made some slight improvements over Black Ops 6, notably the high CPU usage on PC. Without using upscaling techniques like DLSS or FSR, it can be frustrating trying to enjoy the game when your hardware is constantly fighting to keep up. And speaking of frustrating, let's talk about the matchmaking. Now, Call of Duty has always had its competitive elements, but in Black Ops 7, it feels like almost every single match is an absolute sweat fest. One reason I think the game is so sweaty, and this reason is probably not considered by many, it's just the simple fact that we all grew up playing Call of Duty. This is a game we all grew up loving, and a game that we all grew up becoming dominant in. There's very little room for casual play or trying out new weapons without feeling like you're constantly up against a team of professional esports players. It can be exhausting, and for many, it detracts from the fun factor. Where's the joy of just messing around with friends when every lobby feels like a grind? One thing that I and many others are very skeptical of are the tweaks that Treyarch has apparently made to the skill-based matchmaking in the game. We've talked about how sweaty the game feels, but if it's true that open matchmaking does not heavily focus on skill, then the game should not be this sweaty. But then again, that takes us back to our point of maybe people are just that good at Call of Duty now. And this leads us to perhaps the biggest criticism of Black Ops 7, the feeling of not much innovation. While the toned down Omni movement and wall jump are welcome additions, overall the game feels like a repeat of last year but with slight improvements. There aren't any truly groundbreaking features or modes that make Black Ops 7 stand out as a revolutionary step forward for the franchise. It's really just another iterative update, a refinement of what came before, rather than something entirely new and refreshing. For a series that used to push boundaries, this lack of fresh ideas is a little disappointing. So what's the verdict on this new Call of Duty? It's really a mixed bag for sure. It has some fantastic moments with solid gunplay and welcome movement refinements, but it's also held back by its demanding performance, the constant pressure of sweat-filled lobbies, and a noticeable lack of true innovation. It's a fun game, no doubt, but it might leave you wanting a little bit more. What do you guys think about the new Black Ops? Do you enjoy it? Is it something that you're just going to skip over like many are already doing? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like down below. Also hit that subscribe button for more gaming content. This is Hank Stanks, signing out.